Callum, how excited are the players and the whole club about the opportunity of winning the league on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, really excited. Prepared really well. Boys trained well again today, so we have a really good opportunity to obviously go and cross the finish line, and that'll be a combination of all the hard work that we've done since pre-season, and once you get across the line, then that gratification that we'll hopefully get at the weekend, then it makes everything worth it. So we understand where we are, what we need to give to the game to be successful, and hopefully we can go and do that and get over the line.
What do you think this title will mean to you personally? Does it mean a different thing every year? Is it always the same feeling? Is it better every time?
Yeah, I guess you could say they're all sort of slightly different because every season has its challenges, and you got to find the solution as you go. Obviously, you start pre-season with the idea of trying to win as much as you can and try and win every game, and throughout that there'll be challenges, and you've got to bounce back and be strong as a group. So everyone is special because for 10, 11 months of the season, everything you do is about football and trying to be successful. So once you kind of get across that, then it's a really nice feeling that all the hard work you've done has actually paid off, and hopefully we'll get another title to show for that on the weekend.
You've been in this situation so many times to win a title, the possibility of a treble just a few games away. Do you think that this year has been one of your best seasons at the Celtic in terms of the overall team performance, given the fact that you do have a treble very close and there was progress in Europe this year as well?
Yeah, I think we've done really well on all fronts. Like you said, if we can hopefully finish that with the 3 trophies, then again that gives you the sort of solidity that you've won all the domestic trophies, and it's been a good season, and almost the expectation that we've set ourselves now, because we've been so good, is that's the level that we can't really drop below too often. So again, it's a really high bar, but it's what the people here pride themselves on every year, is trying to win all the domestic trophies. And then, like you said, the big thing I think for everyone on the outside is that we did make progress in Europe. Obviously we got to the knockout stage and give a really good account of ourselves against a top opponent. So yeah, I think everything about the club is in a good way. Everybody feels good about it, and make no mistake, I think when we come back in the summer, then it resets, and the expectations there again to go and try and even better that if we can. So that's one thing, that the club has a huge expectation, and every year you got to stay with that, and you got to be at the level. So if we can finish off strongly, obviously Saturday, get the league title done, and then, like you said, a few games away is the cup final. If we can be successful in that, I think that it'll be a really, really good season.
Cam, do you think that, obviously talking about the standards, the expectation, almost the bar here, it is to win all 3 domestic trophies, but do you almost feel that externally it's become underplayed, almost underappreciated, how difficult it is to win all 3 of these trophies? You can't slip up in any cup games, but it's almost become a norm here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's sort of desensitised everyone to how actually difficult it is, and like you said, it just sort of becomes expected, it becomes the norm. But again, the players have to then live with that, because it's the standards that they've set. So the level of player, the level of team that we've managed to build here over, probably the last 10 years or so, it has been a really successful team. So every year the expectation's there, it grows and grows, and you have to stay with that as a player, and like I said, it's a kind of double-edged sword for us, because we're the ones that have set that expectation. But that's where you want to be as a footballer. You want to be tested, you want to be playing on the limit all the time, and expected to have success. So that's what a big club like Celtic brings, and yeah, it's difficult, but I think the players enjoy it as well.
You're in the midst of it, winning so many trophies through your career yourself, like James Forrest in the squad as well, the amount of winners' medals he's got. Do you feel like it's something that maybe will come to be appreciated later on, like after your career, just how incredible a haul this has been?
Yeah, maybe. I think in football, everybody's memory normally only lasts a week, and it's all about the last game and how you played in that, and what the result was. So everyone has got a short-term memory in football, and us as players, we recognise that as well. But that's what keeps you topped up and keeps you sharp. But I think, like you said, probably, eventually when me and James finish, then people will maybe sit back and look and think, well, that was a really successful period, and the number of trophies we've managed to rack up in that space of time has been incredible. But again, it's not just down to us, it's the team, it's the coaching staff, it's the managers that we've played under, have all pushed us to that level to be successful. So it's been a real sort of club effort, probably over the last sort of 10, 11, 12 years. You know, the club can feel really good about the successful period that it's had.
Having been going into game weeks 90 minutes away from another trophy so many times in your career, is it the same buzz?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you get that opportunity to cross the line, it's like I touched on earlier there, it's that sort of gratification that the hard work and the sacrifice and everything you've done since day one of pre-season is about to sort of come to fruition. So the players are excited about it. They are focused as well. We know what needs to be done to get across the line. Dundee will be a hard challenge for us. They gave us a good game up there the last time, and even the games at Celtic Park have been tough as well. So we know we have to be right on the money. We're coming into the game in good momentum, so can we just produce more of the same, and hopefully that'll take us across the finish line.
In terms of taking, you know, another step forward for next season, there's few clubs, I guess, in the world where the expectation is as high as it is in terms of winning trophies. How important is that mentality for people that will be coming into this club over the summer? Yeah,
something that probably the recruitment guys will look at as well. They'll delve into their personalities and what they're like as people, because you have to have that winning mentality and willingness to listen and learn when you come through the doors. It's a huge expectation, and what we do have here is a really nice template of, you know, what it takes to be successful. So straight away the guys come in, they're listening, they're watching everything we do, and then we do everything we can to settle the players quickly so that they feel like they can give the best version of themselves, and then hopefully the cycle starts again at that point in July. So you know, we'll enjoy the last few games of this season, hopefully finish it with 2 more trophies, and then everyone can go and enjoy their summer, and then obviously when we come back it's reset and go again.
You mentioned you've got a chance to do to achieve what you've been setting out to do 10, 11 months ago. Do you feel that kind of buzz about the team, the squad, that they're really determined to get the job done and get a reward for all their efforts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the training this week's been first class. Obviously off the back of 2 really good performances as well. I think the boys are buzzing, they're feeling good about the game and how everybody's playing. So that's the best way to go into games, where you feel like the team are really connected and strong and sort of firing. So, you know, the next opportunity to play, everybody's is champing at the bit to get going, and obviously Saturday gives us that opportunity to go and play again and hopefully enjoy the game. And then, like you said, the wee extra bit on top of that is, you know, if you do everything right, you cross the finish line and you get, you know, another league title in the bag, which is ultimately our bread and butter.
Yeah, obviously you clinched the title in style last season, maybe one of your best performances of the campaign at Callum. Is that something you take into this game, the way you prepared for that one and carried out the task on that night as well?
Yeah, I think it has to be, you know, us, we have to bring the best version of us. It's fast football, intense, aggressive, pressing, starting the game well. You know, so there is no bigger incentive than if you win on Saturday, you win the league. So, you know, the motivation side should be easy for the players. They're going into it with a chance to cross the finish line and celebrate what's been an unbelievable season as well. So I don't think we'll be needing to say too much before the game.
Do you, obviously the players in your team who will be winning the title for the first time if you clinch it on Saturday, do you remember back to your first title win, how you felt at that time, how different maybe it is now going into this game today?
Yeah, obviously I think, you know, when you're way back at the start, I think you obviously get the first one is you feel like you're sort of on top of the mountain, and you keep doing it, keep being successful. It never really fades in that sense, but obviously over the period of time I became more and more involved, you know, played bigger roles as the seasons have went on, so you feel more responsibility, you feel more expectation on you to be the guy that drives the team forward and tries to make us successful. So I guess the only thing that's changed is your actual level of input in terms of trying to help the team be successful. And then when you feel more responsibility, I think ultimately it feels better as well when you actually do cross the finish line. You feel like you've played a big part in it as well.
Do you kind of get used to that expectation, carrying that kind of burden and expectation as a captain? Is it, obviously you've managed to do it very well so far anyway, but is it something that you can maybe get used to a bit more as well?
Yeah, I feel like I've handled it pretty well. Obviously, if we get across the line on Saturday, that'll be another trophy, you know, and it's been a successful period, as in stepping into that sort of captain's role. But like I said, it's not just me as well. We have a lot of senior players here who are really good professionals and help the young lads as well. So I wouldn't be able to do it just on my own. I have guys that I can trust beside me. The senior players are so good as well, and I think you need 5, 6, 7 leaders if you're going to be successful on a regular basis. So it would be wrong of me just to take all the plaudits for it, because it's a team game, and like I said, I have a really good group of senior players who back up everything I'm saying as well. So I'm really thankful to have so many good experienced pros with me as well.
Callum, just a quick one on Greg Taylor. His contract's obviously coming to an end here. The manager's spoken about how much he'd love him to stay. You obviously know him really well. How pivotal do you think he is to this Celtic team, and how much would you like to see him extend at the club?
Yeah, I've spoken about it a few times, and obviously speaking to Greg as well. I know how important he is. I know what he brings to the team. There's very, very few players in Europe that I've seen that play that position better than him, and it gives the team a different dynamic as well. So to have that in your squad and that level of player, and he gives everything for the club every single day. He's in the changing room. He's one of the guys I'm talking about in terms of backing the message up. He carries it. He carries the responsibility as well. So I'd love nothing more than the club to do something and try and get him tied down as well. So he's been a huge part of the success, especially since we've started playing with that kind of inverted fullback one as well. Like I said, I don't think there's anyone in Europe that's doing it better at the minute. So he's a top player, and yeah, I would love to see something done to try and keep him at the club. You know
that Kieran's coming in the summer, obviously. The manager said last week he feels that the two of them could dovetail in the squad. Is that something you agree with?
Yeah, totally. Different type of players, different profiles. Both really top players. I've worked with them for so long now. Obviously, I know Kieran even longer than what I've known Greg as well. So I know exactly what he can do, and then to be adaptable, to have maybe 1 week playing inside, giving you a different option, then the next week playing outside, and even within the games chopping and changing as well can give teams a really difficult problem to try and deal with. So I think if we could get those two nailed down, then he'd have a really strong left back position as well.
Have you spoken to Kieran much? Obviously in the Champions League semi-final.
I know he's absolutely flying as well. He's obviously back involved, playing minutes with Arsenal as well. I've been speaking to him back and forward. I try not to annoy him too much. I'm seeing him in the summer, so I'm sure we'll be chatting away in the summer. But great to see him back involved first and foremost, and obviously playing at that level. That's the type of player that he is. He's so good, and he can play at that level no problem. And obviously we've been talking about him coming back in the summer as well, and what we want to achieve moving forward. So yeah, we're always in contact as well.